Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires, where the Dwarf Apocalypse is just rolling along, basically unstoppably. I don't know what to do about any of this. Listen, the portal's up, the portal is forever. We'll come back. We will come back and we will be victorious. What would the narrative of our conquest be without a setback here and there, right? Okay. So, out of curiosity, how many settlements... Oh,
Death lends you to my
I'm actually super down for peace. I think it's really interesting that you want peace. I guess part of it is that you really hate elves, and I really hate elves, so we have that going for us. Still though, it's bad. Yeah, I'll take peace. The thing I was going to do, obviously you're going to pay me. Yeah, that'll work.
Nothing shall stop me.
What I came in here to do was just check the number of settlements they have. Okay, so they have this area down here called the Galleon's Graveyard, which is the capital of the Dreadfleet. It's like a little island surrounded by a big coral reef. If we actually wanted to remove them from the game, we would have to clear that, and I just don't have any interest in running all the way down there. They also have some stuff on the shore of Ulthuan, and, you know, as long as they're devoted to combat with the elves, I guess that's fine, although I suppose they are defensive allies with one of the kinds of elves that is a big problem for me. Well, you know, whatever. One problem at a time. If we can get them to back off on the war, that is something that we will take for the moment. Just real quick, checking in with all of my other enemies to see if we can negotiate out of anything here. You're definitely not going to...
Do not waste my time.
It doesn't really help you to be at war with me. Are you at war with the dwarves? You are not. Oh, well, you're at war with Carrick Norn. But not any of like the really dangerous dwarves. So I don't know. Visseland might actually survive. We'll see. And I'm not too worried about the war with the Howlers, because the Howlers will be gone soon enough. Yeah, we're never going to be friends with a dwarf anywhere ever. Okay, yeah. Gosh, I'm at war with a lot of people. You know, it's just kind of the way of things, I suppose. Okay, so we want to begin to do some serious harm to these dark elves, even though they are not on our objective list, because I just don't know how we will survive otherwise. Let's jump down to... Sorry, not Crom. Barodon. Barodon needs to get back through this portal. We got stuff to do. Let's make sure that we make that happen. Alright, you're headed back up here. I really do like the color that territory gets dyed when it is under the control of Sigvald. It's a shame we can't inherit that in the Confederation. Alright. Now, I think Be'lakor and Talsin probably just want to sail out. We can just start working on Dark Elf stuff around here. It would probably be beneficial to us to actually finish off Harganeth. You know, as fast as we are, it's probably faster to sail home and use the portal there to get up here than it is to sail... And with Sigvald having kind of like removed the stuff along the coast that we would have picked up easily, I guess, though, we could go up through here and just wreak havoc and do damage. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's make that the plan. So the crone, Helebron, is right there. She's not actually accessible from this side. Can't sail through that channel.
I foresee destruction.
I want to make sure that I can keep these two together. For the moment, I think the most important thing is keeping them together. Okay, so Be'lakor has significantly more movement range.
Excellent. Take heed. The sea's cold.
Okay, we just need to be able to reinforce if one of us gets attacked on the ocean.
Dominance.
Okay, I think we're going to do a lot of damage out here very quickly. Urkuthal has leveled up, and no doubt when he did so asked, did I do that?
Are you a god?
I really wish that I had the, you know, the good movement modes, the ones that let you jump around mountain ranges. Trekking around over here to fight dwarves is going to be an agonizing process for poor Crom. And we had decided we were not going to. Yeah, I like the death spells. I do not want to ascend to a fiery demonhood. If I was allowed to ascend to a demonhood of the death school, I would absolutely do that. Fires of Change. 9 seconds of 11% damage reduction whenever casting a spell. That would be really nice. Maybe we should put this army... I don't know where we would fight against a Tzeentchian army, but maybe we should try to figure that out. Alright. All these dwarf holds are going to be better defended. It's going to be a real nightmare moving around through here. And then we're going to get access to this big, ugly wasteland area, which is near to Cathay. So, okay, this is like Cathay proper over here. And we know a lot about these mountains because of the ogre campaign. So, oh man. The scale of the problem before us. It is both magnificent and kind of overwhelming.
Ruin on them.
Alright, Malefic's Painbringer. I think we want to keep Malefic's right here because I want to let this Howler army make landfall and then I want to crush them. So we'll just go ahead and do some more allied recruitment really quickly here. We don't have... I've done too much allied recruitment. We do not at this moment have the resources left, the allegiance left to pull too much more stuff. So I'm actually going to let that sit at just 2 units of bombardiers. So we have these. I feel pretty confident about that. We're probably going to want to switch our gifts back so that we can refill the Hell Cannon pool soon. But also I want to, I want to make sure that there's Shaggoths in the pool. So we'll let that run until we get the other 2. And then, yeah, recruitment pool has not really fully refilled yet. Definitely take the trolls and you. These Forsaken. The regiments of renown. Yeah, like we'll grab some more Forsaken and stuff. This army just needs bodies. And then I think for the moment we're going to fill with Marauders.
Yes, my ruinous power.
Again, just sort of to have bodies. I'm debating whether I want to... Like, we could run up and sit in ambush mode. Try to catch them. I think I do. I think I do want to do that. I would love to be done with these fucking howlers, you know? And then as soon as Intiro is off of bed rest, we'll have him swap back into control of this army, and it's not quite what he's used to, but it's just gonna have to do. And so, we have a little bit of money left. I don't think we have any terribly important building upgrades to go after. We still only have this. Hold on. If I look at that view... Okay, Clan Scryer does have a position where there's an outpost available. Well then, yes, I would like to do that. Aha! Note again, none of the real gun teams are... I guess you just can't recruit those units via outpost. The closer this settlement is to a shared enemy, the cheaper recruitment will be. Interesting. I did not realize that that worked that way. Ooh, even more stuff. This seems like a real winner. There's a lot of stuff available here in Montanas. But yeah, you just can't get the gun teams. Well, that's fine. This I will spend money on. That's fine. Okay, so I gotta remember to use this view when I am looking for places to build with my allies. Okay. Just clicking through the settlements individually does not seem to give us the information that I want. Okay, so we can't get the tools that we want, but they still do have useful stuff. You know, hell cannons are cool, but I don't think they are quite the equal of the warp laser or the plague catapult necessarily. They're kind of in a weird spot in the middle where I'd much rather have a hell cannon for fighting infantry than a warp laser. But the plague catapult probably does better work overall. And the warp laser obviously is very good against like large monster type enemies. So yeah, we may mostly, and you know, this game can still have the weird ranged units that we are currently using them for, which is a significant weakness for my army because pink horrors are something, I guess. But gosh, I was really hoping to be able to recruit some Rattling gun units. Just Chaos Warriors charging beneath a hail of warp, what do you call it? They use bullets that are machined from warpstone. Warpstone gunfire. Machined might be a strong word. I think it's just like chips. I don't think they're like pressing them or anything. Interesting. Okay, the Khemri are settling some of the empty territory we've left behind on Ulthuan. Ulthuan's going to become such a weird little mixture of mostly factions who hate us, but also, fortunately, factions who are not super fond of each other, it seems like. Yep, here it comes. Really? They ran down into reinforcement position, but then didn't actually make use of their reinforcements. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not upset about them not stealing my stuff. It's fine. I hesitate to even go and look at the number of settlements the Dark Elves must have. It's gotta be really huge, right? But we do know that there's at least one Chaos faction and at least one Norscan faction who are living in the Northwest and who have managed to not get consumed just yet. Hopefully we can, steal all of their shit, obviously. But also use them as allies in the interim. Just one more faction to quote unquote confederate at sword point. I kind of wish that it had been reasonable to vassalize Eataine and just kind of like let them reclaim a bunch of their territory and stuff. Okay, yep. That's totally fine. I had no intention of holding that. And again, there's nothing they can ever do about the portal. So if we decide that they shouldn't be allowed to have that at any point, we'll just fix it. These dwarves taking on the vampires is going to make life a lot easier for Azazel and their merry band, which hopefully will make it a little bit more difficult for Karaza Karak and Karak Kadrin to push out here. And you know, if the vampires get wiped out entirely, at least in this theater, that'd be pretty great for us, actually. And is Musalon the last? Okay, no, they still hold Corone over here, but they are at war with the Barrow Legion, so that may work out for us as well. Wow. They just knocked that right the hell over, huh? Okay, well, it looks like we're going to have to deal with that other Howler army first. It's alright. New guy's up to the task. One thing that is very annoying about these rogue factions is that with like normal factions, you don't necessarily have to engage with whatever bullshit their individual armies are doing. You can just, this is very annoying, by the way. You could just go to their settlements. You can force them to fight you in territory that's less annoying, or you can simply starve them out by burning down their settlements and letting them die of attrition. The rogue armies, you have to actually kill each one of the armies, fully kill each one of the armies in order to... That's a lot of money, but I think we're just burning this. No more dwarves. In order to wipe the faction out, to prevent them from just running off somewhere and healing to full and reclaiming all of their power. And I'm just really not looking forward to doing that here. It's going to be such a pain in the ass. Okay, so... I suppose I should finish up my spell tree. We might go down Crom's blue line after this. There's some stuff we could pick up that would be meaningful. Chaos Unchained is fine. Honestly, the blue line's a lot less exciting, I think, for this faction than it is for a lot of factions, due to the fact that it's missing several of the things I'm usually going there for, such as improved ambush chance.
For chaos.
Alright, I really do love the healing in enemy territory thing. I don't know if everybody playing this faction slots that gift, but I feel like they should. Alright, Painbringer. The time has come.
You have my favor.
Can I make it to the portal if I fully sprint? It looks like just barely. Actually, it looks like no, not quite. That is the worst possible outcome. Now it's going to take us another whole turn to warp to here so that we can deal with Scalpake, who is still the active target for Sigvald. He just does not give a shit.
Now is chaos.
When we knock his entire universe over, I hope he understands why.
Flee!
4 settlements in total. Okay, that's not theirs. So 1, 2... And then we don't see... Ah, they're right here, of course. And... we don't see the other one. So it's in the fog somewhere. Alright, well I do think we have to deal with it. Let's try to crush this faction quickly. Right, instead of bringing Sigvald in line. Maybe. He's not in much of a position to defend himself right now. And we do have to take him off the table to win. My biggest concern is when we take down Sigvald, we're going to gain a whole army, but we're not going to gain any income because none of the stuff that he controls is valuable. Alright, what does this force look like? We cannot tell.
Foolish request.
Don't have a lot of enemies nearby. Or we don't have a lot of friends nearby. A lot of their enemies.
They will be dominated.
Yeah, turn around. Let's solve the Sigvald problem real fast.
Never
So we'll declare the war next turn. My diplomatic status is... interesting. I'm a little surprised that it's as high as medium, given that we followed a military alliance into breaking a new non-aggression pact very recently.
Your lands will suffer my infinite rage, the rage of corn.
Yeah, we're basically on the same side there, but you'll come to see that soon enough. This is definitely going to hurt our diplomatic rating when we declare, but, you know, kind of whatever. Definitely want Herald of Doom.
Innovation. The dark.
So now we got to figure out what we want to do about this. Do we just want to challenge Malekith straight up? The Twisted Glade is not very strong. It doesn't have much of a garrison, so can I still get up there if I'm not in march mode? I think so. I think this will still put me on shore.
Forward unto slaughter.
I think we're just going to push him.
Lord of Shadows.
No, I don't. I want you to just get on land. I'm trying very hard to click. All right, you know what? What if I put you in normal movement mode and I tell you to just siege the Twisted Glade? There we go. I think he'll get on land now. Okay, and we could take a Pyrrhic victory and just kill Malekith now, I suppose. It's gonna hurt us, but our replenishment's pretty great, and it breaks the it breaks Nagarond in the local area. Yeah, you know what? I don't know exactly what it means by Pyrrhic here. It's not gonna kill any of our units. Casualties are only medium. Let's just take the rollover if it's so eager to give it to us. That wasn't too bad. And fuck this, right? Yeah. Throw 1,000 elf souls into the pile real quick. Frenzy on Bellicor is fun. That's a good... Gosh, Frenzy's a good trait.
We shall weave the things.
So Talcin can ascend, and there's no reason for Talcin not to ascend, because we're not trading off any magic. I guess the only reason for Talcin not to ascend is that we might want to wait until level 40 so that Talcin ascends Immortal, instead of having Talcin go through a brief period of mortality.
All goes to plan.
I don't know. It's not much of a difference either way, right? So I think I have, at level 50, I have filled in literally every bubble on this skill chart.
The slaughter begins now.
You know what? Fuck it. Go ahead and ascend. We'll figure it out.
Annihilation awaits.
Somehow we shall keep you safe. Alright. Back through fire stuff. The Flaming Sword of Ruin and the Burning Head are both like pretty high value. Flamestorm's cool. Make sure you get Arcane Conduit. Do want to max these out at the very least. And then... yeah, the base combat stats for the demon form. Very compelling. That's good. That's good stuff. Do we want to spend this last skill point in the magic? I mean, yeah, let's max out Fireball, I guess.
Killing will be all the...
Okay, so Talcin needs to gain 4 levels before suffering any major loss, but under Bellicor's massive, impressive wing,
I am unstoppable.
I'm sure we'll be able to manage it. This thing is always calling out for more attention. So 4 more turns until we get... Did we just pick up... I guess I can't see my gifted units in this territory. Here we go. I didn't realize that there was a territorial limit on where we were able to pull these from. Okay, yeah, so we did just get another Shoggoth. Or Shaggoth. Alright, we'll let that accumulate a little bit more, and now I am exceedingly rich. So... just a quick sweep of the stuff. I don't think we're going to need the big garrison. But you know what? Just in case, if it ever matters, like we have the money now to support the upgrade. Okay, this adds 1 to the recruit rank of all units recruited in this region. Could totally be relevant. And yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and push the Frozen City all the way up to the top. And then I'm going to really quickly look around for... We do not have many places where we are still waiting on the last upgrade. Or the last big population upgrade. Twisted Towers gets there in 4. The Fortress of the Damned is already set up. Over in Giant Home, we're pretty set as well. It's hard to imagine using Giant Home for very much recruitment in the near future. Although when we go to push for Cathay, maybe we'll come from here. Yeah, sure. And we won't be able to upgrade our new outpost for a while yet. I think Alistar is just going to attack Conquata. This is a thing you often see factions do when they're down to their last army with no settlements. Sometimes they just hurl themselves at the nearest thing in the hopes of conquering it. Sometimes they hurl themselves spitefully at your capital for reasons unclear to me. Also, sadly, despite the fact that Alistar is very clearly special, he is a special, unique named character with special, unique abilities and stuff. He is not technically a legendary lord, and we will not get a bonus trait for defeating him. Gosh, Harganeth is really showing up in force here, huh? Join your war against the followers of Nagash. I don't particularly see the value in doing that, friend. Yeah, Montanos was a good place to build the garrison, I think, for a couple of reasons. Obviously, it's very far away from the forces that are likely to deal a lot of short-term damage to this this faction, so... Yeah, and hopefully we can do a ton of damage to the dwarves in these mountains, leave all the territory for Clan Moulder to grow into, and then, who knows? Once they've expanded enough to be adjacent to the Badlands, maybe we can talk them into crossing the Badlands to help us fight Cathay. And probably some ogres. Probably we'll have to fight some ogres to get there. Although we have no idea what's going on in those mountains now. And we're definitely like... I don't remember what turn it is. But we're definitely past 100 turns. Those mountains could have developed in a lot of different ways, actually. Hell, the whole area might belong to Tzeentch. Right? The Tzeentchian demon faction starts up there. Ugh. This bar keeps getting redder and redder. And we're not losing troops, which means that Karaza Karak is actively recruiting more armies on top of all the shit we can already see. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Looks like the Pirates of Sartosa probably aren't going to be a realistic problem for either me or my Skaven allies, though, because the dwarves are just going to systematically dismantle them. I am really surprised that you can't set up a Dark Fortress in Altdorf. I don't know what the requirements are for it, like how they decide which places can and can't. But it just feels like it would be very insulting to the Empire. And that seems like the sort of thing we should care about. Karl Franz would be very, very upset with us if we built a Dark Fortress there. And I'm not saying that should be the only criterion that we examine, but I do think it should be a principal criterion. What's bad for Karl Franz is good for our whole deal. You know, just kind of all together. Gosh, I hate to interrupt Sigvald while he's actually working. We probably don't want to push this off until later, but it is a little bit a little bit of a bummer to like interrupt the first good AI ally we've maybe ever had. Granted, he's still not doing the thing that we explicitly ordered him to do, but he's doing something. I'm not looking forward to this. The attrition for non-elf, non-forest spirit armies inside of the Forest of Athaloran is really harsh. The forest itself extremely does not want you to be there. And we do actually have to do something about it. I'm hoping that we will get something out of occupying the big magic elf tree at the middle of it, the Oak of Ages. But I guess maybe it would be more appropriate to our sort of character to just burn the whole damn thing down instead of trying to use its power in any way. I do appreciate the sort of like the breadth of the Norscan nations here. Interacting with Norskins is such an important part of the Chaos Warrior experience. I'm really glad that they really significantly built that out. I like a lot of what they've done with the Immortal Empires map. I think they've made a lot of smart changes to sort of the basics of things. Did you seriously just lose to 8 elves? I got the worst fucking allies, I'll tell you. Sorry, the worst vassals. All right, it's fine. We're gonna wipe out that that little Eotanian army, and then we can run to the portal from there. I'm sure we'll have enough movement, or maybe we just go after Bilefitch, because it seems like Bilefitch has decided this is the right landmass after all. Oh, that's a shame. I was really hoping that Torox the Brass Bull was going to be able to get something done against the Dark Elves, some kind of guerrilla warfare stuff. All right, I don't know how all those Norskins... Oh, never mind. I was going to say I don't know how all those Norskins failed to kill you, but the answer is dragons. They simply did not have a way of solving the dragon problem. Okay, Eotane formally destroyed. Also, Malefex Painbringer learned how to ride a horse. Huzzah! Yeah, experience gain up. You are a caretaker.
Smile. You have my favor.
We still actually can't get through the portal. I'm so used to people having so much more movement. Okay, it's fine.
Forward. Onto slaughter.
Somebody's got to do something about Bilefitch. Are we... Is it next turn or the turn after? Okay, next turn Intiro's ready. So Intiro will take over and then deal with Bilefitch.
Call me master.
Okay, we're not super close to Sigvald, so he's not going to be able to just, like, turn around and crush us. Well, I mean, he's not going to be able to crush us for a couple of reasons, right? But he's not going to be able to try, either.
Ruin. The first.
Okay, so neither of these are particularly well defended.
Blasphemy.
This one's going to be a little bit of a tricky battle because of the damage.
Chaos demands devastation.
But I think we can double kill here.
Unleash the bloodlust.
It's really not... Never mind. They hardly had a garrison at all. Yep.
Druki will rise again.
Chaos incarnate.
Trash that shit and let's get moving. I guess let's pick up the special demon lines here. We have everything that we really need from the magic line. We'll come back and get piercing bolts of burning at some point, probably. Also, I guess I didn't look at your new paths to glory. Lose a battle and survive to get 10% ward save. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really interesting. And Bellicor can come knock this one over trivially. Just doing as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, while their legendary lord is wounded.
Bring down a comet.
Okay, bonus leadership for the whole army when killing dark elves. So, you really hate me. What's the deal with that? Oh, I guess you're kind of friends with these dark elves. That has a lot to do with it. Yeah, okay. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to maybe make friends with the Tomb Kings. The Tomb Kings have this like power is everything trait that makes them really respect players who have big, powerful positions. And so you can see the strategic threat modifier is actually positive with them diplomatically, but they picked a side in this war, and it's the wrong side, so never mind. No friendship for me. It's cool. Who needs friends? Now, a thing that's worth noting about the function of ambush mode.
Now they will see true power.
Even if your ambush percentage is not very good, you are not going to get seen through if there's nobody around to see through you. So in places where another player may have vision but doesn't actually have units, moving around in low percentage ambush mode still makes your army hard to work around from a like planning perspective. Obviously here it's less of a thing because like there are a couple of other player agents right nearby who have a chance to reveal us, but it's still a good idea even if your army is theoretically bad at ambushes. Ungrim Iron Fist, the Slayer King, is the legendary lord of this faction. Level 26, all tricked out in real fancy gear. Yeah, and his army is very strangely constructed. It's mostly flamethrowers and gyrocopters. Not sure why. Okay. Seems like an odd design to me. But yeah, that's what we're most worried about over here. I think I want to take out the Palace of Princes first. Let's not declare war on him until we're over here. Then we handle this and then run back this way. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Which means that we are all set again. And with just a really impressive amount of money. I guess we're just finishing construction on some fortresses. Because I am a little bit worried about our income once we convert Sigvald, but we're not going to have to do any big purchases or anything really, probably. So we don't need to have much of a bank on hand.
Do not try to tempt or threaten me.
Malekith's like, I fucked up. Could we maybe take this back from the beginning? No, I'm good. Perhaps I will regret that. We'll see. So, like, in theory, Clan Scryer is pretty weak, according to the balance of power bar, but they do have their entire military gathered up in one area. And I think they're going to be able to apply pressure fairly effectively from that area. So, you know, maybe it's not so bad. Throt, there is literally no value in you running back to Hell Pit. I cannot for the life of me imagine what Throt thinks he is doing by running that army back to a place where he's not in any danger. There's just like literally zero benefit. We've definitely seen watching Azazel move around here too. there seems to be some kind of like pretty high priority drive to just move armies back to your capital over and over again, that they probably should fix if they want the AI to be challenging and competent. The Golden Order has so many agents. And the thing is, I think it would really benefit them to probably like sell a bunch of those off so that they could, wow, they really are able to muster quite a force. So that they could like have an army instead. I wonder if the AI has any concept of like resource consolidation like that, of getting rid of a hero once you have them, or is it just like if the AI ends up with 6 agents, then they will forever have 6 agents? Oh, vampires still doing successful work here against my allies. Not really interested in dealing with the dwarf problems. Possibly also not actually capable. Can you bite a dwarf? Can you vampirize a dwarf? I guess actually that's kind of an interesting... I don't know if I've ever seen in any fantasy setting or media a dwarf vampire. They definitely should exist. See lots of like vampire elves. But yeah, I don't think I have. Weird. That's weird, right? Also, given the way dwarves behave, you would think that, like, if a vampire wants to get drunk, it feels like biting a dwarf is probably a pretty good way to do that. And that feels like exactly the sort of, like, overlap of debaucheries that a vampire is traditionally all the way in for. Oh, interesting. Durthu's all the way out into Empire lands. If he's not careful, he's going to get picked off by those dwarves. Then again, it does seem like those dwarves are maybe going to allow themselves to be occupied by Nuln for perhaps up to another 10 turns or so. Maybe he's not actually in any danger after all. So we're starting to get over to the other Chaos Warrior starting points. We've seen Collect the Sun Eater's army. That's a character that I would love to assimilate. Or confederate, rather. And it seems like they're doing okay. It seems like the forces that might be hostile to us in these areas... Sorry, the non-Chaos forces that would be hostile to us in these areas must not be doing too well. Okay, Crom is getting better at ambushing people. Also, everybody else is bad at ambushing people. Nurgle is Ascendant, which I don't think means very much for us at all. Ah, we do have portals up again. Don't know that we necessarily actually want to do anything with that. Alright, Malefex Painbringer. Here's the problem with you, friend. You're not a huge, terrifying demon.
Annihilation awaits. Serve the four.
The cowardice. It's just...
Into darkness.
It's so frustrating. Oh, right. Sorry. They're not replenishing because they're marauders. Right. Right.
Demon priest.
Y'all need to be tier 3 before we can upgrade you, so I guess we're good. I should make sure that I'm watching my units who need upgrades. Alright, so it does not benefit us to go to Venomglade necessarily. This stuff's all under control.
I have risen.
Let's have Talsin scout this way a bit.
So be it. The first damned. Venture forth.
I think it behooves us to maybe take a turn here. Just chill out.
This body will do.
Okay, Bellacoral. Sneak around and hopefully somebody will think Talsin looks like easy prey.
Chaos made manifest.
I would really love it if Sigvald was just never in position to retaliate against the thing that's about to occur.
My magic is yours.
Okay, so you spawned over here. That's inconvenient.
Move it.
You're supposed to be a part of this other army. Although, honestly, I don't necessarily need you in Intiro's army.
Is all.
And Intiro has magic to use. Maybe we're gonna... When that wizard reaches the portal, I don't know what we'll do. Don't think we're going to do anything else, though, for right now. Out of curiosity, in the warband recruitment... Nope, still no... There's another unit of proper Chaos Warriors. I suppose we should grab that. Let's... Refill. Kick out the low ones. Bring in the proper Chaos Warriors. Okay.
Who is worthy of my host?
Or Chaos Knights, rather. I like this whole thing, though, like Warriors of Khorne, Knights of Tzeentch. It has a very cool Chaos Undivided kind of feel. Uh-oh. Where did those dwarf armies go? Are they in ambush mode? I don't remember... shit.
Welcome, Chaos.
Yeah, I feel like we could be friends, right? Okay, no military access just yet.
Right. My lord sings and leads.
Do I want to go knock over Nashrak's lair? If we can take Karak Kadrin away, we absolutely should do so. Right? I'm sure it's packed with extremely valuable buildings. Am I allowed to talk to... Nope, I can't. Can't get to this screen by double-clicking there. You usually can. Okay, they only have 5 settlements in total. So despite the relatively high strength of the faction, this is all the land we need to clear to break them. Probably.
By the eldritch I see. Onward to destruction.
I didn't see any of their armies. Okay, Ungram Iron Fist ran all the way down there. So dwarves have access to this use the underway stance. It lets them just move in a straight line sort of as the crow flies, regardless of terrain. So you can see he could jump all the way over to here in a single move. What they cannot do is launch an attack while in this mode. And using that mode locks you into it for the rest of the turn and spends all of your movement, no matter how far you hopped. So it's not really possible for them to retaliate against this attack this turn. It would be possible for them to position in such a way that it would be very awkward for us to get away from them, though.
Destroy.
I think we're going to knock this out, and then I might actually occupy here. just to give us the friendly region replenishment bonus, the friendly settlement, because I do want to make sure that we are going all the way back to full. But then if I raise it, it's so much harder for them to recoup. Now, you know what? Let's do this. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of a spot to stop and heal up. That's weird. The dies give +5 leadership specifically to Marauder Horsemen. Yeah. Casualty replenishment rate up is the building we want, for sure. The settlement will never survive if it gets so much as looked at by a dwarf, but at the very least, we can get a little bit of bonus healing out of it.
The gods smile.
So Crom will go almost back to full. Really hoping.
Kill things.
I only have 2 passive income with them and only... How much total? The 16 is not our total, it's the cost to take this army.
Bring me meat flesh or
Right now... Okay, right now we have 16 with them. It's probably not worth spending 10 to ask them to do a thing that they're almost certainly not going to do anyway. Yeah, I guess I'm going to leave it. We definitely don't want to lay down a portal just yet. I do think I want to upgrade this, even though we already have access to the local region replenishment, and that seems like pretty much everything. I don't know. In case there's something we're missing from another region, may as well give ourselves the broadest possible base to pull from. All right. So it looks like this coming turn is when some stuff is going to kick off, probably. This is where we make formal our betrayal of Sigvald. And really, he should have known better. I would fully expect him to do the same thing. And in fact, should he, as a vassal, get powerful enough to survive attacking me, I do think that he would. We have definitely had vassals turn on us the moment they thought they could get away with it in the past, so. He'll understand. No hard feelings, just business, etc. Alright, they're pressing up as a group, although I don't know what the plan is. It doesn't seem like they're... It doesn't seem to me like they moved up enough troops to survive the 4 dwarf armies just turning around and attacking them. Which is what I have to imagine is going to occur. Well, the good news is even if our new Skaven allies totally blow it, it'll take a really long time for the dwarves to get over to the place where we're building the outpost. It's yeah, it's not a great silver lining. You kind of have to really want to see it, but it is sort of there. So the Golden Order, it seems like they just have like a very, very small settlement. Every single time the game zooms the camera to one of their agents, the sound drops out, and I have no idea why. There's a bunch of little factions down in Empire Town, where it really seems like they shouldn't exist. And I wish I had had the time to clean them up. Okay, so I'm currently interrupting Karak Kadron while they are on a very serious march against Karaka Karaz. Or the other way around, sorry, Karaza Karak. Perhaps this is unwise. Perhaps I should have just let them keep going.
Some call me the Dark Master.
What's up, Grom? You want to be allies again. I am cool with that. Works for me. We might actually be able to hold on to Grom the Paunch. He does not hate us enough for being chaos. to maintain a grudge necessarily. Yeah, I do sort of wonder if maybe something as simple and clumsy as instituting a hard cap on the number of agents that the AI could have would actually help the AI with their decision making. It's like simplify some factors and also prevent them from spending too much money and income on just running a huge fleet of agents. And then on top of that, it speeds up the player turn, which is, it's not zero value. Where are you oh, you're probably going to Karant. Well, whatever. The important thing is he's moving away from my armies. It's cool to have friends that you have stuff in common with. All right, don't get me wrong. I like this Slaaneshi Chaos Force over to our east. But what the hell are they doing? Why aren't they attacking? It is driving me a little bit mad that they're just like running around all of these weakened vampire settlements and they refuse to actually attack anything. All right, hopefully we're going to see a little bit of mobilization against these Dark Elves, because I do not have time to deal with them right at this moment. I feel like it looks very hot and deserty over there to the east. I don't know if Norskins are well adapted to that climate. Well, you know what? I guess they love to run around mostly naked. That probably helps in dealing with the heat. All right, I don't know what Bilefitz's deal is. He's looking horribly weakened. Is that just from running around Chaos territory? Like, have we seen them fight anything and lose recently? Carrick Ziflin was annihilated. Interesting. Hold on a second. Before we do anything else. Carrick Ziflin is this one, right? Okay, yeah. I guess that's what the vampires have been doing this whole time. Oh, what the Barrow Legion has been doing is just wearing down the... We saw like 3 or 4 armies here. Just wearing the dwarves down over time.
For token.
When your troops are undead, you can do stuff like that.
Damned with power. Tread the paths of chaos. This is right.
All right, we'll continue to take it easy for a second here. We'll have Taliesin just play reinforcement to limit damage.
Will be inconsequential. Ascended! I go where I please.
Okay, nobody's gonna mess with these two. What is this? An underworld sea lane. Can be entered by any lord or hero to travel directly between the Sea of Malice and the Boiling Sea for 2 turns. In 2 turns, during which they are not available. So double left click to view the destination. Oh, that's... Okay, so you can effectively like hire sea travel or something. That's cool. It's definitely going to be helpful for managing the scale of travel that you can get sometimes in this mode. Let's do some running here.
The gods direct me.
Okay, so Carrick Cadrin has a massive garrison and proper walls and stuff. It's a very well defended dwarf fort. However, that is all it's got. There's no army over here. I'm going to go into ambush mode and hope that they don't think that there's anything approaching and that they can just turn those guys around. And you can just scoop, like, I know I just spent money to build this thing, but actually, you know what? Well, it won't be abandoned until next turn, so it won't matter. It won't affect their decision making. I'm hoping that we can prevent Ungrim from running all the way back here. He can see the army disappear and just figure, okay, well, whatever. I get back on the plan. Because I would love it if these two dwarf factions would just eliminate each other. That'd be very cool.
My true father instructs me to talk to you. It seems...
I'm not allowed to just declare. How do I eat a vassal?
Yes.
If I want to consume this vassal by force.
Flattery. A deal needs to be struck.
Your vassals are definitely allowed to attack you. I've seen it happen. Huh, but it won't actually let me decide to take him over.
Now is chaos.
Well, that seems problematic, given that, I need to do that in order to win the game. I kind of assumed this wouldn't be a problem in the long run, because why would that be a problem? Why would that not work the way it obviously should work?
Good. Now we see.
Okay, this is next turn. Yeah, that's
Dark princeling.
a long-term kind of issue. I'm going to we're in full pursuit here. I am going to get this done. I'm done with this faction living in my territory, making life difficult for me.
Awaits. Move.
So I think you might actually, for the moment, have the largest amount of value to us as a scout over here. Yeah, so now all that's left is this thing. How do I resolve this problem? Because we definitely, I'm not getting credit for them being removed until they're actually removed, right? Vassalizing them is not enough. So at this point, literally all that is between us and the short game victory is assimilating the decadent host to remove them from play. Okay, well, you know what I might do here is I might just call the episode here. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching, etc. And go do a little bit of research. See if I can look up a way to consume. We might have to engage in some dark diplomatic magic. Out of curiosity, am I allowed to simply...
Ravager of the mortal realm.
Okay, we can end the vassalization treaty. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm undoing the thing. So I can unvassalize them with this button. And then we can declare on them, right? Yes. And now, technically, I don't even have a non-aggression pact. It is so weird that they would make you do that manually
My ruinous power.
and just not allow you to press this button and do it automatically. I could see there being a secondary checkbox to be like, oh, are you sure you want to do that? They are your vassal. This is going to screw things up. But okay, there we go. Reliability very low. All right. Obviously, decisive victory. Hand stuff over to our vassals and just keep rolling. Yeah, very strange that works in such an indirect way.
A glorifying act.
Okay, to the Shard Bastion, as quickly as possible.
Let's be about this.
And out of curiosity, am I allowed to...
What do you want?
offer confederation as a term of a peace treaty. No.
Ride teat.
You know, listen, I'm eager to have more chaos friends on board and all that stuff, you know, but I just really wish you would stop talking about your teats. I don't think that it's used. Just less of it, you know, in general, less of it. All right, let's let the sequence of enemy turns here play out. I'll go ahead and queue up the upgrade at Twisted Towers just to make sure I do that and don't forget about it. And then we'll end the episode. So if we're successful up here in the Northwest, what we're going to end up doing is burning out the elf stuff up here, but they're not going to be out of the game because they are still going to have some territory left on Ulthuan. Oh, wow. Apparently those two armies were together, I mean, with very significant losses, but they were actually able to take down the vast majority of the military force of Clan Engrund, or at least the force that is still down there. Obviously, we have, I think, their faction leader, plus two other armies up in Nuln. If y'all wanted to come deal with this too, you're welcome. I will build you a portal. But so it's probably going to be like 3 turns, I think, until we're done with this bringing Sigvald on board plan. And then once we've done that, we can really focus on the Dark Elves. We'll have to go back to Ulthuan and clear it one more time, but I do think I would rather have them focused in the middle of the map where other people can get at them and where, you know, they're more accessible to us because of the portals and whatnot, than have them really like building up huge forces in the Northwest where they're going to be a little bit more annoying for us to fight. Yeah, what's left of those Skaven forces couldn't take out a quarter army of dwarves. That's not great. They committed hard and did not quite accomplish their mission fully. Well, they did enough damage that I think Engrund is probably not going to be able to exert much pressure westward for a while. So our alliance is feeling pretty safe. The vampires continue to focus fully on spiting the Slaaneshi demons to the exclusion of their own survival ability, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, what's up, Fraltras? What do you got? Okay, not terribly impressive. I'm not too concerned about our diplomatic relation rating dropping, because I don't think we're going to be making a lot of new sort of relationships anytime soon. I know we're moving toward another Chaos faction and another Norscan faction, but I fully planned to just subjugate them by force. That corn lady doesn't seem to care for me anyway, so I doubt we would have been able to make a deal. Where the hell is Durthu going? He's passed a lot of easy targets, including that settlement that belongs to Carrick Hearn that he started his turn adjacent to. So I don't really feel like I have any idea what his plan might be. I wonder how you would fix the sort of like the wishy-washiness of the AI without causing the AI to like trap themselves into suicide missions and stuff. Like you don't want to increase the wait for follow through on a plan once it has been started too much. You want them to be able to flexibly respond to changes in the situation, such as if they determine that the old plan has become untenable due to the presence of enemy armies or whatever. But at the same time, the thing they're doing now, where they almost never follow a 2-turn plan all the way to the second turn, that's not a way that it can work, right? That's a problem. Encountered the gold tooth. It sure doesn't look like it. Mostly I'm curious, what do they think of me? What is our default diplomatic standing with the gold tooth?
Try blue.
Pretty negative. Pretty really negative. The good news is they seem to be small and weak. We must have seen one of their units very briefly. Okay, well, I think this here is where we actually end the episode for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, we are finally going to get that short campaign victory. Short in quotation marks. And then we just have so many Dark Elves to kill. And we'll see you then.